guys, Sam here, and welcome back to another episode of our Barcelona Career Mode series. Not just any episode, the last episode of Season 1. It's a big one, the Cup Final and the Champions League Final in today's episode. Before we get into today's episode, we're going to get into the last press conference of today's season. We'll be answering some of your questions, and then we'll be getting into today's episode. First question comes from JB, and he asks, recently in the press, Alen Halilovic has stated that he wants to leave the club with the confirmation of signing Andre Gomez. It is stated that he had a fallout in the locker room with some of his teammates as well. If he were to be sold, who would you replace him with, and can you confirm if these rumors are true? The press likes to talk about a lot of things, and things that generate sales usually are the best things to talk about. Alan's relationship with his teammates and his relationship with his manager stay private and stay within the club. That's always how the club has been run, and that's always how it will be run. The papers are always going to talk. They're always going to try and bring out something to talk about, so we're not going to pay too much attention with that. And until the transfer window rolls around, we're not going to confirm if anybody's leaving. The second question comes from Tyler Frankel, and he asks, who do you think will win the Ballon d'Or without Messi playing football? I think there's a lot of talented footballers out there now. You got to take a look at who's winning the trophies, who's scoring the goals, and who's really carrying their teams. And if we're successful this season and potentially have a very good start to next season, I don't see any arguments against some of the players that we have, the likes of Sergio Aguero being the main one, obviously, that I think should definitely be in at least the top three. It'd be nice to have a Barcelona player there again. You know, Neymar's represented us before, Messi's represented us before, and we've had players in the past as well. It would be a great achievement for Sergio as a Barcelona player, but our main concern is winning silverware for the club. And the last question comes from Pim Daimelink, and he asks, is it true that Luis Enrique wants to sign Tigres' Andre Gignac as backup striker if Aguero gets injured? But at the moment, where we're at in our transfer process is not specific players. We're looking at groups of players, and if we were to bring a backup striker, it would be a group that we'd be looking at right now. Whether Gignac is part of that group or not, obviously, I can't confirm, but he's an extremely talented player. He's got experience as well in multiple leagues, playing multiple forms and multiple styles of football. So he could be a good asset for Barcelona, but again, we're looking at groups of players and who suits Barcelona the best. Thank you so much for your questions, guys, for the last press conference of the season. Now we're going to play our 2 cup finals, and we're going to take a look at the league table and stuff like that at the end of the episode. If you do want to go ahead and be a part of the next episode, the first episode of season 2, and you want to be part of that press conference, go ahead and leave some questions in the comment section below. Most obviously ones about transfers. What have you guys been hearing in the papers? What rumors have you heard about players? Leave them in the comment section below. And maybe Luis Enrique and Barcelona will be able to reveal a little bit more come the start of the transfer window as to who exactly they'd like to target. And before we get into today's episode, my t-shirt is about to change because I'm not recording the games just yet. I'll be recording them a little bit later on. So if you think that I changed just to play FIFA, well, who even does that? But that's not the case. I just literally have to record this now and then my games later. So just in case you're wondering why I'm wearing 2 different things in the same video. Alright, so as you can see, our 2 games here today will be kicked off with the Cup Final, the Copa de España final against Sevilla. And the game after that is a game against Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. 2 very big games. Sevilla, do not take them lightly, especially after our shaky performance against Real Sociedad in the last episode. Who knows what's going to happen here today? So 2 very big games, and we're going to kick it off with the Sevilla Copa de España game. That is the starting lineup going into today's game. The only real big change is Douglas Costa coming off for Arda Turan, who will be starting in this game. He hasn't played in a while, and I think his experience is going to help in a cup final. So it's Aguero, Turan, and Mahrez as a front 3, with Halilovic, Busquets, and Rakitic as a midfield 3, Jordi Alba, Lucas Hernandez, Javi Martinez, and Bruno Perez as a back 4, with Claudio Bravo in between the sticks. It's pretty much a full-strength lineup, just Turan coming in for Douglas Costa, who has had a decent end to the season. So it'll be good to see how he does in the Champions League final against his former club. But we're going to focus on Sevilla right now. We've got to focus on the Copa de España final. We have a potential treble going on, but we've only knocked down 1 of those trophies. So 2 very tough games. Let's kick it off with Sevilla. Let's get some confidence in the team, and let's hopefully hoist up our 2nd trophy of the season. Kind of Plianka now. Dangerous player. Don't give him too much space. He bought back all the way to Tremolinas. Tries beating Bravo. Good play here. And it's Ivan Rakitic, former club. He finds Alen Halilovic first time! What a finish from Alen Halilovic! And it's the Croatian nation linking up Rakitic and Halilovic. And he just headbutts the flag. Oh my word, what a finish from Alen Halilovic, stepping it up here. Great play. It's Rakitic with a good pass, and look at, doesn't even take a touch. Alen Halilovic, look at this. What a finish. First time we're 1-0 up against Sevilla. And by the way, Croatian Nation is what they're called from now on. Halilovic and Rakitic linking up. Red Mahrez on his bike. Aguero, you got to get central, mate. Mahrez doesn't want that option. He wants something central. He's going to whip that in. Aguero's in there. And Rami gets there just in time. Going to be a short corner here. It's the Croatian Nation with a short corner. What do they have in mind? It's Halilovic going to go all the way, is he? Halilovic with a bit of no-touch dribbling, and Banega stops him. Ball. What's Rakitic going to do now? He's going to whip that in. He's got to find Halilovic of all people. My goodness, ever since I started calling him the Croatian Nation 2 minutes ago, they keep finding each other. Into Rakitic. Rakitic through to Sergio Aguero, and Aguero is now on his bike. Cross-goal finish. Aguero's got that every day of the week. And it's 2-0 after 22 minutes. Sergio Aguero, the main man up top, putting us up in a comfortable position. Rakitic now with his second assist, and he plays that through. Busquets to Rakitic to Aguero, and it's a fantastic finish. Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez through to Ivan Rakitic. What does Rakitic have in mind now? Already 2 assists against his former club. He plays that through to Sergio Aguero, and it's Sergio Rico with a good save, denying Rakitic that 3rd assist. Into Rakitic. Rakitic is going to loft that one over to Christian Teo, who will get to that. Lofts it back over his man. Good work by Christian Teo. He's going to go all the way. No, but it's still fallen to him. Christian Teo outside the box, and Sergio Rico with a good save. Riyad Mahrez now. Just making people slide for no reason. That was a poor decision by Tremolinas. Aguero's been found, and that is 3-0. All because Tremolinas decided to slide tackle Riyad Mahrez. Good goal by Aguero. I still don't think he's winning the Golden Boot at the moment. I think he's 1 goal behind Iva Banega, who's playing here today. And it's a great play from Riyad Mahrez, making the whole thing happen. And Aguero tucking it into the back of the net. And pretty much confirming that we've won the Copa de España. Right, 2 substitutions coming on. It's Roberto and Denis Suarez coming on for the Croatian Nation. Rakitic and Halilovic both have had absolutely fantastic games, so they deserve the rest. Riyad Mahrez with a long ball all the way to Perez. Perez is going to find Aguero. Does he want his hat-trick? Does Sergio want his hat-trick? He has an option in the middle. He's going all the way, though. Sergio Aguero gets the hat-trick, and I think he's now tied Golden Boot holder. I think he had Christian Teo in the midfield. I'm sure Teo understands that Aguero's trying to go for his hat-trick, and I'm sure he's okay with him taking the shot instead of laying it off. There's Teo making the run at the top of the screen there. Could have been an easy goal for Teo, but Aguero backed himself. And I think that's the right decision. I don't think Teo would care too much, especially because we've already won the game. That is it. It ends 4-0 here in the Copa de España final. A hat-trick for Aguero and also a goal for Halilovic, and we're able to lift the trophy. This time we're actually going to see it because in the last episode with the league we weren't able to because not everybody had played their games. So this time we're able to see ourselves lifting a trophy, and it'll be Busquets that'll lift it up. That's now 2 trophies out of the treble, way more than I expected out of this season, but it is well deserved. We've been playing fantastic in all competitions. Just 1 more trophy to go, arguably the toughest to win, the Champions League, and that's going to be a big game, boys, against Bayern Munich. We can now celebrate, but we have to move forward. We have to put this in the past now, and we have to focus on that game versus Bayern Munich. Those are the stats for you guys if you're wondering. Complete dominance and complete control of the game. We were so in control throughout the 90 minutes. So different from our last game of the league against Sociedad, where they were in control. I thought it'd be a little bit like that. It'd be a bit more in Sevilla's favour, but we were able to just control the game like we used to earlier on in the season. And it's 9 shots, 9 on target with 56% possession and 4 goals to 0. That gives us the Copa de España. Okay, here it is, the Champions League final against Bayern Munich. Douglas Costa coming back to face his former team. I believe also, if they still have Thiago on their side, he's facing his former team in a huge final here between one of the biggest clubs in Spain and probably the biggest club in, well, no, it is the biggest club in Germany, coming head-to-head in the Champions League final. As you can see, Aguero is tied with Jonas on 10 goals. We're in it to win the Champions League. It doesn't matter if Aguero wins a Golden Boot. That's not what we care about. We care about winning the Champions League and completing what would be an extremely historic treble, especially considering the circumstances in which this team was formed. Okay, that is the starting lineup and no real surprises at all. It's Aguero up front with Costa and Mahrez on each wing, with Halilovic, Rakitic and Busquets in midfield, Alba, Hernandez, Martinez and Perez as a back four with Bravo in between the sticks. Would have been nice to have Samuel Umtiti for the Champions League final, but he's still out with an injury. And it's the full strength lineup. Other than that, can't wait to get into this game, boys. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be huge. It's Barcelona, Bayern Munich, two iconic teams, and hopefully it'll be the Spanish team that pulls through. Arjen Robben now on the right-hand side. Whips it into Mesut Ozil. He's got Rode back to Ozil into Lewandowski. He finds Rode with a bit of skill there from Sebastian Rode. He finds Thomas Muller, and it's a good start here from Bayern Munich. And Muller rattles the crossbar, and Lewandowski. What a save from Bravo. I mean, it was kind of straight at him, but what a save from Bravo. What a start from Bayern Munich. That is a save. That is not right at him. That is him sticking his arm out to block that. Jesus Christ, that could have very easily been 1-0 in the opening 5 minutes. What is he going to do? He's going to go out wide. It looks like they have a bit of a tactic there. Forced to Arjen Robben, lays it off to Muller. And it's just wide. On the left, he finds Rode, who's out-muscled by Javi Martinez. Also facing his former side. I completely forgot about Javi Martinez. Free kick here for Bayern Munich. Maybe they're trying to set something up. It's going to be laid off to Arjen Robben. He gives it to Lewandowski, who's going to lose that to Douglas Costa. That touch doesn't help. He still has possession. It's Halilovic down to Rakitic, and here we go. We're on the break. This could be the opportunity that we need. Rakitic to Halilovic, Croatian nation. And it's Neuer who denies them, and he celebrates as he should. Great goalkeeping from Manuel Neuer. He's pushing all the way himself. Who does he have in support? He sees someone central. It's Sergio Aguero. He's going to scoop turn. Aguero again finds Mahrez to Alaba. Great play. Alaba goes himself. And Neuer, good save. Solid hands are forced to Rakitic. It's not over for Neuer. Again, it's not over for Neuer. And Bayern Munich now, they're struggling in defense. End-to-end stuff. Franck Ribéry running the whole pitch. No way Martinez is going to catch him. Oh, sorry, that's Sergio Busquets. He's going to try and get past Alba. He does, and that's a good ball and a diving header that's missed. Rakitic out wide to Riyad Mahrez. He's got a bit of room here. It's going to be Jerome Boateng who's going to try and take him. He takes on Boateng, and he's running all the way. Riyad Mahrez, he's going to cut that back. I wanted that to Aguero, Riyad. Who are you trying to find? Aguero into Costa, back to Aguero. Good 1-2 play. Sergio's going to put it on his right, and he's going to bend it in. What a goal from Sergio Aguero. Were you expecting anybody else to score? I don't think so. Sergio Aguero on his right, beating Manuel Neuer from outside the box. Take a bow, son. And the crowd is going crazy. So are the players. Fantastic 1-2 with Douglas. Puts it on his right, and take a look at that for a finish. What a goal from Sergio Aguero. And it's 1-0 to Barcelona. Granted, I think we've slightly been the worst team here today, but that is a goal, and we're up 1-0, and that is all that matters. Bayern Munich now coming at us. It's Thomas Muller. Good bit of dribbling out wide to Kingsley Coman. Recently off the bench, Coman. And Bravo's up for the save. Ivan Rakitic spreads it out wide for Mahrez here. Could this be the second goal? Mahrez on his left foot, and Neuer just grabs it like it's nothing. Kimmich out wide to Robben. Good turn by Arjen Robben. It's Kimmich again. What can Kimmich do? Martinez, good work cutting that out. It's Hernandez with a fantastic ball. A fantastic ball by our centre-back, Lucas Hernandez, to find Sergio Aguero. Cross goal, Sergio. Not good enough for Manuel Neuer. First substitution being made here by Luis Enrique. He's bringing on Christian Teo for Riyad Mahrez with about 10 to 15 minutes left in this game. Rakitic sees Christian Teo all on his own. They haven't marked him, but he couldn't turn and shoot in time. Ozil just got there. Douglas takes control of it, and Douglas Costa's now away. He's going to cut in. He's going to try and find Sergio Aguero, and it's Alaba with good defending, but Costa gets it again to Aguero, and that's the Champions League wrapped up, boys. Come on. That's it, boys. That's the Champions League wrapped up. A brace for Sergio Aguero. Bayern Munich throwing everybody up top, and it's cost them in the end. Alaba with some fantastic defending. He's done this all game. He has cut those passes out. He has intercepted so many balls. Unfortunately for him, the bounce is unlucky. Douglas Costa regains possession and gives it to Aguero, who slots it in an open net. No Neuer there. 2-0, and I cannot believe it, boys, but I think, barring something extraordinary, we are now treble winners. Boateng now. What's he going to do? He's going to whip it in for Lewandowski, and I think Lucas Hernandez just got his head onto that. Good defending. That could have been 2-1, and the pressure could have been on us. He does get his head onto that. What defending? Christian Teo terrorizing Alaba even in the final minutes, and the whistle goes, and Barcelona are Champions League winners. Despite everything that happened this season, at the start of this season, we have won the treble, guys. Definitely not what was expected of us this season. Absolutely fantastic football throughout the entire season, barring a few games, and you can see the disappointment in the Bayern Munich fans and their players as well. Now, wouldn't you be disappointed going through such a long campaign to be knocked off in the final 2-0? And honestly, I think the best part of our game today was our defense, not our attack. I think defensively and our goalkeeper were probably the best part of our game today. Bayern Munich played an incredible game, but we were just better. We just took our chances. And I'm very surprised they didn't at least score one goal. They had so many close chances. You guys saw how many close chances they had. And it's going to be Sergio Busquets lifting up his second title of the season. Of course, he didn't play in the league final, so he didn't actually get to lift that up. But he's able to lift up the Champions League trophy, which I'm sure is a big deal for him. Great work from this Barcelona side. A lot of these players winning more than one Champions League. A lot of players here, it's their first Champions League that they've won. So great work from everybody. They all deserve it. What a season this has been, man. What a freaking season. As you can see, 10 shots, 4 on target with 58% possession for Bayern Munich to our 9 shots, 7 on target, 42% possession. A lot of counter-attacking going on. And I was just saying, we just soaked in the pressure. It was all our defense. It was all our keeper. Claudio Bravo coming in clutch, man. And it was just a fantastic defensive performance from our 2 centre-backs, from our full-backs, and from our keeper. I think played extraordinarily well. Bravo, what a way to wrap up his career at Barcelona as the #1 goalkeeper. It's been confirmed that he won't be the starting goalkeeper next season. Whether he stays or not is up to him. But what a way to wrap it up as the #1 keeper at Barcelona, to win the Champions League with such a good performance. But guys, that is the end of the season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the league tables to refresh your memory. We won in the league by 2 points over Real Madrid, and also Valencia and Atletico Madrid made the top 4. We beat Villarreal at the start of the season for the Supercopa, so that's actually 4 titles we won. I actually forgot about that. We beat Sevilla 4-0 in the Copa de España after knocking off Villarreal, Malaga, and Real Sociedad. And we won the Champions League in a 2-0 win over Bayern Munich after going through Dortmund, Manchester United, and Lyon. An entertaining Champions League it was for sure throughout the entire Champions League campaign. And as far as the Copa Europe next season, we'll be facing Manchester City after they defeated Lyon. Look at that aggregate score against Villarreal, 8-2. Fucking hell. Right, and that is the youth squad. As you can see, we've signed a lot of the players, so it's kind of smaller than it was over the past couple months. I'll quickly scroll through, but the squad is actually pretty big. Like, our main squad, our first team squad, is nearly at its maximum. So what that means for next season's transfer window, I don't know. Are we going to be freeing up spaces? Probably, I don't know. You're going to have to ask Luis Enrique, but some players have got to watch out. They could be on the chopping block, but that's what the youth squad looks like right now. And this is our squad report for the season, so you guys were able to see some growth and some statistics about the players. Claudio Bravo, in his last season as the main keeper here at Barcelona, he picked up 24 clean sheets in 57 appearances. Pretty decent for the 34-year-old Chilean. You got Bruno Perez in there, didn't grow at all. He's actually kind of getting on in his age. He's a talented, and he's now an experienced right back, I would say. Javi Martinez, wasn't expecting too much growth from him. He had a solid season, very good when he was fit. Lucas Hernandez actually impressed me when we had to play him, especially now when Samuel Umtiti got injured. He really stepped up in the finals and all that sort of stuff. He was actually a very solid centre-back, so really happy with him. Jordi Alba actually going up 1 overall at the age of 28. Despite Lucas Digne coming in, do you think Jordi Alba is going to be the #1 left back here? Or do you think Lucas Digne is going to take his spot? What do you think in the comments below? Sergio Busquets, the rock in defensive midfield, as you would expect. Ivan Rakitic, 23 goals and 15 assists in 47 games. What a season he had. Probably one of the players of the season, in my opinion. Alen Halilovic got 6 goals and 10 assists in 35 appearances. Pretty good for the 20-year-old, and he's potentially on his way, if he stays at Barcelona, to being a real top talent. Riyad Mahrez, in his debut Barcelona season, did get injured and picked up 8 goals and 5 assists in 24 appearances. Not the best, but you got to remember he was injured for a long period of time. Here he is, the main man, Sergio Aguero, picking up 43 goals in 54 appearances, and he topped it off with 14 assists as well. So he had a goal or assist in pretty much every single game. Douglas Costa struggled, but he did get 12 goals and 6 assists in 44 appearances. His future at the club is unknown at the moment. What's going to happen with him? He had a pretty average season. What do you think is going to happen? Maybe you guys have heard some rumors that you'd like to ask Luis Enrique at the start of the new season in the transfer window. Maybe you guys want to ask some questions about Douglas Costa, because he had a pretty up and down season. And then going through the rest of the squad, I'll quickly scroll through a lot of the squad players here, getting some appearances, getting some chances. Like guys like Matias Blanco and stuff like that we've brought in. Their growth has been okay. I mean, some of them are pretty average. A lot of them are going to be going out on loan. You never know. Some of them could get sold. I mean, we have to clear up space. I mean, look how big the squad is. Look how many of them there are. Luis Enrique is going to have a very tough decision. Who we're going to keep, who we might going to sell, who we're going to release. Because we can't keep all these youth players. We cannot keep some of the top young talents in the world at the club. Some of them are going to have to move on and find better opportunities. I'm going to confirm pretty much that the player of the season for us was Sergio Aguero. Barcelona have confirmed that it is Sergio Aguero that is the player of the season. But who was the fans' player of the season? I'd like to see who you guys picked. Get pumped for next season, guys, and ask questions and get some transfer rumors going. What have you heard in the newspapers, and what do you have to ask Luis Enrique about? A quadruple winning season, right? We won 4 titles. How are we going to improve on that? The only way we could is if we win the Copa Europe, which is potentially a possibility. But it's been a great season being the head of social media here at Barcelona and being able to interact with you guys and get more interaction with Barcelona and its fans. So thank you so much for being fantastic fans throughout this season, and we can't wait to see you in the next season. Luis Enrique has signed a 1-year extension, so he's still the manager of Barcelona for next season. So I hope you're excited for that, guys. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like on it. I hope you did enjoy today's video. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.